rather do DNC, Betsy?
No, you can get started, but try to not take more than 5 minutes if you don't mind.
Oh my God. Okay.
Hi, Gail.
Huh?
Hi, Gail.
Hey, Rosamond, how are you?
I'm here for a moment.
So Montgomery County COVID cases, 19,599, as you can read. We've had declining days over the last 14.
That's wonderful.
71 is a 3-day average. 0 related deaths. That's cool. Hospitalizations. You can read these numbers just like I can. 23 hospitalizations on a 3-day average. 71% 3-day average for acute care. ICU 61% 3-day average. Test positive 2.3%, 14-day declining days.
It's wonderful.
3,600 tests administered. I was going to pull up the Marylin. This is the Marylin COVID dashboard. Montgomery County is still number 2. Prince George is 25,000
Wow.
cases.
Wow.
Baltimore is inching up, 14,823.
Wow.
Anne Arundel County 8,000, Howard 4,200, Frederick 3,300, and my son lives in Harvard. They're inching up to 2,344. So I was going to let's see, 5 minutes, huh? I listened to a District 14 town hall about the opening of schools during COVID, and I just wanted to read a couple things about the public schools. They're opening on August 31st for virtual learning through the first semester. Let's see, they're devising a plan to transition to face-to-face. They will provide hardware and software to all students. They're going to have parent seminars with information for the parent portal.
Come, let me rub you. Come, let me kiss you.
Mute yourself, Rosamond.
Oh, well, I can't see to mute myself. Hold on. Ask Alan, can he mute me? I'm on my phone.
Okay, I muted you.
Okay, the student portal for all students. They'll have access to educational information. They're going to have a limited number of extracurricular activities and some seminars that deal with athletics and government. Dr. Gales was on this call. He is the health officer for Montgomery County. And he, let's see, he just said there's all testing available to all residents. And they're starting again to test asymptomatic patients. They had a glitch last week of some sort. There's multiple sites to get tested on the Montgomery County website. They additionally started testing the homeless population. Let's see, 20% of the new cases, the 75 average, are young people between the ages of 0 and 19.
Wow.
Yeah. And Governor Hogan will dictate when it's safe to reopen the public schools. Private is, I can do a report on private if you're interested. The private schools, from what I understand, the private schools in Albany, from a teacher there, they're all open. So.
All the school closed last week.
There's quite a few schools that are opening and closing a week later because a few people are tested positive, as you know. Let's see, there's a stationary testing sites in White Oak, Wheaton, and Germantown. And they're adding 2 new sites, one in Wheaton and one in Gaithersburg. They're working with the churches in the area to find out where they can locate some testing sites there. And the Latino health community is providing testing because their numbers are up, as you all know. Let's see. There was a lot of information about voting, but I think somebody else is covering that. Somebody asked a question, how are you going to communicate with the parents? They're going to mail the new plan to all the parents. You can also go to the website, Montgomery County website, and look at it. And they're going to distribute the new school plan through the parent portals. So you're going to get it 3 ways if you're interested. They're not going to do a system like the pods in Virginia where the parents are pooling resources. They have instituted a case management team, which tries to identify when students need assistance, and they will work with the families to keep the students engaged and to ask the question, how can they assist you? How will you pay for the virtual learning? There's a reserve fund that has, according to our delegates, money to provide first responders with PPEs and to absorb the financial hit from people not being able to work and spend money. But Maryland has a AAA rating, which is one of the best in the country during the crisis. However, the next budget will be very tight. The next time we do the budget. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? Oh, somebody asked the question, why can't the government mandate all to wear masks? There is a mandate with the state as of June 18th to wear masks. However, there is no national strategy for testing, wearing masks, or testing. As you know, we have no national guidance on pretty much anything. That's important. So if you are in a situation where somebody's not wearing a mask, you can file a complaint by dialing 311.
Oh,
and each
I didn't
case
know that.
investigated. And if they can help you out, they will.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. Did Pauline manage to get in?
I think she did.
She
I'm
did?
in. Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would you like to talk about testing and rapid tests?
I couldn't hear you. What?
Okay, you indicated that you wanted to talk about testing and rapid tests.
Did I? I don't think so.
Okay, then we'll move on to the DNC. Let's move on to the DNC. Let's hear from Alan, and then we can have everybody share their DNC experience.
So my report on the DNC will be very short because I think most of you were looking at it last Monday through Thursday.
That's wonderful.
I was a delegate, but I had to participate virtually. So I was sitting in this chair every day. We had a breakfast delegation meeting from 9 to about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we had a debrief session at 11 o'clock after the formal sessions were over. In the afternoons, you could participate virtually with the many caucuses that they had, Disability Caucus, LGBT, veterans, African American, Asian Pacific, Faith Council. You could participate in those. And what they do them for all of our sessions is we'd have our regular group, and then they would bring in special guests. So for our breakfast meetings, we had Nancy Pelosi was a guest, and so that was nice. We always had our elected officials, and I think they probably gave them too much time to talk. So you'd have to go through all the congressmen in Maryland, and there were a lot of them, I think 10 Democrats. And if they were on the call, they got a chance to speak, and they really didn't say very much different, but you had to sort of tip your hat in their directions. Cardin was on, Chris Van Hollen, Susan Rice was on for one of them. So that was interesting. And there was, even though it was virtual, there was actually quite a bit of enthusiasm and of really smart people on the call. There was a lot of participation. I was surprised. But everybody, 9 o'clock in the morning, everybody was there, and the whole meeting was ably handled by Yvette Lewis, who's the Democratic Party chair. Also was the chair of the Biden delegation. So we had nominated, they sent us emails, specially coded emails the week before, and we were told we had our choice, vote for Biden, vote for Bernie Sanders, or abstain, vote for the platform or not, or abstain. and then to vote for a resolution from the Rules Committee. So I voted for Biden, voted for the platform, and voted for the rules resolution that they proposed. So our work was done before the convention opened up. And so I was watching, like everybody else, to listen to all the speakers, and you know, some of them were quite moving. I think that besides, you know, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden, I thought those were all good. The ones that I remember most was the Latina girl whose mother was deported, and
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
and you know, dear Mr. Trump, you sent my mother back to Mexico. There was Marine fighting for you in Afghanistan. And then the other one famously was the kid from New Hampshire.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you contrast how Biden sort of reached out to that kid,
Yeah.
because he had a stuttering problem, compared to the way the president made fun of that reporter with a disability. I mean,
Disgusting.
There's no comparison.
I know.
There is no comparison.
And so all in all, I think we, you know, people, they were surprised. Virtually, they pulled it off.
They did a beautiful
They
job.
did. Yeah, beautiful job, wonderful job.
You know, maybe one of the criticism was that, you know, they did not do as much in Milwaukee as they should have. Biden did his acceptance speech from Delaware. There was some talk that he would do it in Milwaukee. And that is a problem because in 2016, you know, the Clinton campaign took a lot of grief for not going to Wisconsin at the end of the campaign and doing what it was supposed to do. Trump immediately started criticizing the Dems and saying that the Dems, you know, they're not paying attention to Milwaukee and to Wisconsin again, and bad Democrats. And, you know, we lost by only a few tens of thousands of votes in Wisconsin, and we hope that doesn't happen. But Lord knows what's going to happen. Not only do they have the pandemic, but now they have this new episode of police brutality and the shooting of Jacob Blake that happened on Sunday daylight. So all in all, I am glad that it was a delegate. I met some people virtually. We stuck together. One session we had was a joint session with the delegates from DC and Virginia, and there was a lot of camaraderie there, and they talk about having some kind of event. If they have in-person inaugurations at DC, Maryland, and Virginia would have a joint event. So that was it.
Nice.
Thank you all for you know, being good Democrats and supporting Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. I guess since the last time we talked, he picked Kamala Harris, and you know, happy about
Very
that.
exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting. Thank you.
He was my first choice.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go to Rosie. Rosie, talk to us about your DNC experience.
Oh, I thought that I would, I thought, you know, these things can be boring, and I thought I would be turning away. I never turned away. It was just wonderful. And I loved it that they kept the speeches to people like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and others to 5 minutes. Because I think that's all we have the attention span for. I do have to say I was very impressed too with the guy with ALS. That was a very, you know, that was a tear, you know, heartbreaking story. Okay.
What about the child that stuttered?
Yeah, yes, he was beautiful. That was a beautiful.
He was beautiful.
Yeah,
he was amazing.
Thank you.
So I think I think everybody'd like to say something, not just me.
Sandra, please, Sandra.
I was really moved by so many of the speakers. I thought they were all terrific. But like the rest of you, the child who was a stutterer really warmed my heart. I had studied speech therapy for a year as a graduate student, so I understand the struggle if you have that condition. And I also was struck with Jill Biden.
Yes.
Right, I should have said that. Yeah.
I think she and her husband are such warm people. And I thought Joe Biden's speech was terrific. I
Mhm.
think he did an excellent,
Agree
may
with
have
that.
been one of his
Absolutely.
best speeches. So I, was glued to the television and I watched the commentaries after that. So I never got to bed before 1 o'clock.
Great,
All of us,
thank
yes.
you.
And I was exhausted. So, and I refused to watch the RNC at all.
Me too.
I
Me too,
just-
me too. I am.
Those people disgust me. They're ugly. They're horrible.
Yeah.
Some
Amen.
people said, a friend of mine said, well, you should know how the other side thinks.
No, we don't need, we all
There
know
is
they're
nothing
full
to
of
know. We
hate.
know Trump. There's
Yeah,
nothing
I
to
said, we already know them, so why?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So any rate, I posed the question about what will we do as a group if we want to plan some activities now that the convention is over. I know Rosie's going to talk about writing letters and postcards and so forth. So that's it.
Thank you.
I have a suggestion, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, this came up. For the people that are not going to get their ballots out because they can't leave their house, do you think that we should have like maybe carpools of some sort? It's not like we all have to be in one
Yeah.
car. We're trying to keep safe distance as well.
No,
But
no,
like,
actually, that this has been suggested by Dayush. We have a mutual friend who lives in, she lives off of Leafy Drive, and it's a senior citizen complex. She doesn't
Mhm.
drive. And I think that she has said that actually we as a volunteer group could go to all these places and say, drop your, have a safe, we will collect your ballots and we
All right.
will
Thank
take
you,
them
Rosie.
directly.
Let's first go through the convention, then we'll get back to what we
Yeah,
can do.
okay.
Okay. So Keiko, can you please talk to us about your convention experience?
I actually recorded most of it because I couldn't stay up that late. And then I watched it and I sat in my dining room and cried listening to Barack Obama.
Of course.
Oh.
I
Yes.
Okay.
I missed him so much. I
Yeah,
was very impressed with Kamala Harris also.
me too. Yeah.
She was very
She was
clear and just precise, which I like.
Mhm.
But it was great. It was great to hear Barack Obama so impassioned.
And Michelle was really good. I
Yes.
just watched that.
yeah.
Oh,
yes.
she sure was. Yes.
She was.
Very
she was.
effective and articulate and amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
The woman who said that Trump killed her father
Yes.
Mm.
about COVID, that was the most effective
That was very
line to me, 'cause,
touching.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what he's done. He's
Yep,
convinced people to do
absolutely.
stupid things and then they
Mhm.
die. And
Yeah.
Mm. Great, thank
it was
you.
a great convention. It was really good.
It was great.
you
It was
know,
great. It was well done.
Ocasio-Cortez is a rising star. Too bad she's not old enough to run for president, you know?
Okay.
AOC.
Thank you. So let's go to Pauline.
yes,
You want to talk about your DNC experience?
I'm having so much trouble hearing you. What'd you say, honey?
Do you want to talk about your convention experience?
I found Obama's speech, I wanted to say, almost chilling in a way, in a positive way.
Mhm.
It was so somber, so serious, and so amazing because it's such a serious situation.
Mhm.
And I just sat there, my eyes teared.
Mhm.
And then, of course, Michelle originally, when she spoke before, she was wonderful. But listening to him brought back those years that were so special.
Mhm.
And I just hope to God we can get somewhere near that in this future. And I think that Biden and Kamala, they dance together. And I think they're going to be
That's a
wonderful.
nice way to put it.
Thank
Yes.
you.
That
Yeah.
is
Thank
a
you.
nice
Thank
way
you.
to put it.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
sure.
Hey guys, I finally got on.
Oh,
Thank you,
wonderful.
Barbara.
Hi,
We'll
Barbara.
get to you. Thank you. Okay, Stan, would you like to talk to us about your convention experience?
You call me?
Yes,
Stan?
Stan.
Yeah. I really was very proud of Biden. I think he did a wonderful job, and
I do
he
too.
demonstrated he has lots of energy. He demonstrated vision, and I particularly was very pleased at the emphasis that the whole convention put on diversity and all the different kinds of people, ages and parts of the country and so on, to show or reflect that we really have a very diverse and wonderful party. And so, and of course, Michelle and Barack were both outstanding.
Oh, they were.
But I just was very pleased by the overall, the entire thing. I watched all.
We all did, I think.
We all did.
I know I may be unpopular for saying this, but I'm watching the Republican one just to see what they're filling people's heads with. And I was shocked.
You can report back to us.
I was shocked at how strident the speakers were. Most of the speakers were filled with anger and fear, and they were very strident in the way they talked. I mean, it just struck me, wow, there's really something wrong with these people. But
they're all
crazy. We already know that.
There is.
They're all crazy.
One person that surprised me was Senator Tim Scott, because they're talking about him maybe being the candidate in after this election is over, 4 years future, and he gave the only reasonable presentation. He's African American and talked about how he started off in a very, very poor, situation at home, and how the country has made it possible for him to progress to where he is now, the senator from South Carolina who took the seat of Strom Thurmond, which I thought was quite interesting. So,
thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Carter's, how was your convention experience?
First, I want to say that we had to watch 2 grand boys during that time frame. So it was bath time, sleep time, and we kind of caught the highlights. The next day, we had an addition to our family. We have a new granddaughter.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wonderful. Yay.
Born last Tuesday.
Wow, wow.
Her name is Ari Rose Carter.
How many is that? Is that your first? 4.
No,
3.
we've met the grandson.
We met the grandsons, yes.
Boy
Yeah.
and girl.
Oh, right.
So I would just like to say that Barack spoke with an air of decorum and broke away from tradition of having presidents
He had to
speak, but he had to emphasize a lot, particularly with Trump not taking on the role of a leader, stepping into that White House and making a difference. There was also Hillary, who did more of a call of action, people, which was good. And then I think AOC, she's a rising star. I mean, give her an opportunity. I hope that she doesn't lose her seat.
Right.
She has a future. So,
Me too.
there were a lot of shining moments, and there's another grand.
Another grand.
There were a lot of shining moments, and I'm looking forward to November.
Thank you.
We all do.
Okay. All right. Annie Brown, nice to see you.
Yes, nice
Talk
to be
to us
here.
about your convention experience.
I had a wonderful convention experience. It was everything that I could have hoped for. I felt it had sadness for me, but it also had joy. And I think it showcased the humanity of our country. And it gave you a feeling, even though it was virtual, there was a feeling of kind of vastness, that it's from sea to shining sea, that it was you
nice,
have that feeling. I felt that former President Obama gave a clarion call. I think he spoke from a depth that was actually, it was kind of frightening. It, but I think this is what he needed to do. And I hope enough of us heard that, because he has been in the White House. So he knows how fragile our democracy is. I thought, I love the fact that Jill Biden gave her speech from the high school.
Yes, that was, that was a nice
I did
one.
like that. Yeah. You know, so all in all, I really did. I like some of the kind of the, I don't know if you call them MCs, but the folk that were kind of introducing things. And
yeah,
I just think it was really good. It was very thoughtful.
Thank you.
So.
All right, thank you, thank you.
One thing I
Barbara.
wanted to add that nobody talked about, I loved the roll call.
Thank you.
It was
thank
beautiful.
You.
Yeah, it really was.
It was. It was the
okay,
best.
Barbara, talk to us about your convention experience.
About the what?
Convention, DNC experience.
Well, I thought that Obama, well, I thought it was wonderful, but I thought that Obama was doing his best to control a deep anger that must be just unbelievable under the circumstances that he would have to talk about somebody like that followed him. Try to be decent and at Trump.
Of course he was.
He was.
And worried about us all.
I also think that Obama was echoing what other past presidents the same thing, that our democracy is at risk.
It is.
Yeah.
He did a great job articulating it.
Thank you.
But can you imagine the experience of seeing somebody else do a job that you did so well and then have to sit there and behave like, you know, a decent person? I mean, I'm sure he and Michelle are just, we're so upset. You can imagine how they feel.
That's right. Thank you.
Very hard.
I thought he seemed to have a tear or on the verge of tears at some point.
Right.
I agree.
Thank you. Okay,
Well,
Rosamond, can you unmute Rosamond? Can you unmute Rosamond?
Did anybody see, I think I sent it to somebody, the montage of all the pictures of Obama over the years that he was in the White House.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fabulous? I mean, all those opportunities with people and children.
Alan,
and,
can you unmute
you know, Trump
Rosamond?
does.
No, she has to unmute herself.
Oh, she has
Rosamund, you have to unmute yourself, Rosamund.
Bottom left-hand side.
Okay. Ooh, on the phone it may be different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Rosamond is on her phone. She has her grandchild, so she might not be able to.
Okay, all right. So let me just then talk about my experience.
Betsey, I just unmuted.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
For me, I thought it was a very well organized convention.
Was.
Every aspect of it. For me, I loved, besides the speakers, the roll call, because that really spoke to the people in the country, in the different states.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
I thought that was amazing.
It was.
I was very impressed with that. Of course, I was impressed with all the wonderful speeches also. But overall, I think everything considered, they did a fantastic job. They didn't they didn't miss a beat with anything.
It was
It just
perfection.
moved from one item to the next very successfully. So it was a great convention. And I hope and I expected that more people than ever.
All right. Thank you, Rosamond. Well, I can say I really liked the young man, Cedric Richmond. Did you all see him recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, that was a lovely one too.
I loved him. I loved him. Of course, I loved Kamala Harris, Obama. I also liked Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren gave a pretty moving speech. Overall, it was amazing that virtually they pulled it off so well. I mean, I think most of us were like, how's this going to go virtually? How is this going to go? But it was really well done. And we are so proud to be Biden-Harris supporters. Yay!
Yay! I should say so.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So let's move on to, you want to talk about Marylin and Pierre, Alan?
Sure.
Good idea.
So yesterday we had a Pierre event. We had a group of supporters meet in Rockville outside one of the old courthouses for a photo opportunity.
Oh, he's so cute.
A lot of our campaign is going to be based on social media. So what we wanted to do was collect a lot of images. So we took some group pictures and we made about 30 short videos of people saying, with masks on, that some had masks, most people had masks, some people did not, saying that I'm Alan and I support Marylin Pierre for Clerk of the Circuit Court.
Mm-hmm.
We had Marylin do that in French and Creole. We had it in Spanish.
Neat.
We had a couple of interesting people. Robin Ficker showed up. He came back from the Eastern Shore. You know, Robin is the sort of the outspoken, crazy Republican.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The ballot initiatives. He's got one for on the ballot in November. But he is a lawyer and he's a fan of Marylin. So
That's interesting.
Wow.
he showed up.
Very interesting.
We took some pictures and I got a video of him saying that he supports Marylin, and what he likes is that she was a veteran. She was in the U.S. Army as in military police.
That's true. Yeah.
People don't know that about her, but Haitian immigrant, U.S. Army veteran, Howard University law grad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She's actually got quite the resume that doesn't get. What I wanted to put this on the agenda was to ask you this, everybody on the call this. She's compiling a list of names of people who support her. Can we add all of your names as supporting Marylin Pierre for Clerk of the Circuit Court?
Yes, for me.
Yes,
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 for me.
yes,
Yes, yes.
That will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 names to her list. And I thought we were going to do this call. I thought I would ask you if you would do that. So, and then new news from today, Brandy Brooks. Brandy Brooks ran for county council.
Oh, I remember Brandy. Yeah, we liked her.
And
Yes, we
then
did.
Brandy Brooks' sister is a woman named Michelle Whitaker. I think that's her married name.
Yeah, she ran her Brandy's campaign, didn't she?
She did, and then she and then she also ran the campaign of a woman who won in the 4th Ward of DC this spring, beat the popular incumbent Brandon Todd, a woman who was our Revolution Bernie Sanders candidate, sort of kicked out the incumbent. And now she's going to be essentially running Maryland's campaign in Montgomery County. So that brings a lot of institutional capacity to Maryland's campaign. And it was really sort of being run by my husband, and that wasn't really going as well as I would like. So we've got some videos, we've got some pictures. We'll be asking all of you to just not only support her with your names, but just telling as many people as you can.
Right.
Definitely.
Because
Does she have bumper stickers?
she does have bumper stickers.
Oh, I would love to have one.
And then she's got lawn signs. Well, I'll put her email address in the follow-up email for this with the link. And then you can email her and have her bring one by. And if you need a lawn sign, I'm sure you can get a lawn sign too. So it was kind of exciting. It was hot out there yesterday, but a few people showed up. A guy named Hal Ginsberg, who is sort of the local Montgomery.
We know him.
You know Hal, right? You know.
Yeah.
He Our Revolution has endorsed her campaign, so he was there to.
That's great.
Bring their regards, and then Mike Tabor, who's a big guy in Progressive Neighbors, who's been trying to wrangle endorsement from Progressive Maryland, was there as well. So she's trying to get it out beyond sort of the regular suspects, trying to get the Haitian community. She's going to do a Zoom with the Haitian professionals. I'll put that in the follow-up email as well, if you all want to pop in tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening and see how she relates with the Haitian the Haitian
Okay.
that she's trying to get to support her. So that's my Maryland support. I will tell that you all lend your name, and I don't know what she's going to do with it, but I've been encouraging her to get more pictures, get a list, a big list of people who support, because I think people will be impressed by that. Last but not least, she's having an event on Saturday night on New Hampshire Avenue. It's a fish fry, sort of
Oh, wow.
a drive-by fish fry. There's like a food truck.
Where in New Hampshire?
You drive around the circle and you can buy fish and you can give her money. You can get voter registration and things like that.
Where in New Hampshire?
Up past Cloverly, sort of way up by, beyond People's Community Baptist Church. You keep going another 5 miles and there's an old building that the Elks are taking over and it's going to be there. So I'll send you the link.
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
If you want to go by and
I
get
would
some
like
fish.
that. Yes.
All right.
Hopefully she won't get
Sounds
busted.
neat.
Hopefully
All right, thank you.
she won't get busted by the police, who now know that she's having an event there. So
Okay, thank you.
Rosie,
All
did
right,
you tell-
okay. So Rosie,
Rosie,
Bob and I were at the post office in Silver Spring downtown on Saturday.
Yeah,
We went
Bought
down, but
some
we saw
stuff at
Marilyn
post
too,
office.
one of them.
So Rosie, you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
well, I think it was a nicely attended, and I think the nicest part of it were the post office employees that were very, very pleased that we were out there.
Yeah.
And the crowd was lovely. It was really, very nice mixed crowd. And I think we were just happy we went.
They said there were 100 people there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all spread
Glad
out.
we
so
went.
It
really
was
couldn't
spread
tell.
out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But nice families, nice people.
Yeah, and cars driving by, blowing their horns. It was exciting. It was
Yeah,
exciting.
it
and
was
a nice day.
great.
Yeah, it was a nice day.
We were also had the one here at Leisure World too.
With Jamie Raskin,
We
yeah.
talked about that. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. So Rosie, you want to talk about postcards?
Okay, but
Volunteering?
there are all sorts of opportunities. If anybody likes to phone bank, they're going to do this every Wednesday to Pennsylvania. If you want to do postcards, what's our source that I've been picking it up. I emailed Eden today, and she said that they are out of postcards, but if you are willing and want to send voter registration papers to Pennsylvania, that's the next task.
Okay.
Is anyone willing to do that? And I'll go down and pick them up. But I told her I'd run that by you.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna be
what's in,
different envelopes and so on. Yeah,
so what's involved? You need envelopes for that.
you'd need envelopes, and they would provide you the addresses. And I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be like the vote forward ones where we have been very specific in what we need to say, and they have very limited. I'll show you.
Okay, all
We
right.
also have the letter writing too.
That's the one I'm talking about. This is the vote forward
Okay.
letters that basically they let you only do certain areas, and I have been adding things that at votepennsylvania.com, so telling them to go get their ballots early. So
Okay.
that's a part of their directions, but I put it in anyway. And the other thing I put in is because the Biden campaign wants to know that they care about people. I always put on the beginning of my first sentences, I hope you're very well, or something like that,
Right,
with the
thank
U
you.
underlined.
Thank you.
Then the other thing we could do is what Dayu had suggested. And I think that's a very good idea. And that's to find out about places like Leafy House. And there's all sorts of places like that where the people might vote, but we'll wonder, can they trust the post office? And if we could set up a way, I know Dayu with Bobby, I think some of you know Bobby. I don't know her last name.
No.
Anyway, she lives in Leafy House, and I had offered to take her ballot, but Dayu came up with the idea that she should tell everybody in the house that we would come by at a particular time and do it more than once. But there's lots of places where this could be done and where we could do a service. And I know where the place is in Germantown. It's not that big a deal to take it up there. And if we had two people in the car, and
Right.
they know, said, well, that they will know that you're not, going to dump them in a dumpster,
Right.
which could happen too with other people,
So that's why this is a very dangerous activity. So it's not legal to do that. It's not.
I was going to say it's not.
I
Yeah,
wondered about that.
Right, so it's not legal to pick up other people's ballots and.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
drop
Oh, for God's
box.
sake.
So it's also not even legal to take the applications for a ballot to a
Well, thank you for telling us. We
Board
didn't
of,
know.
to the Board of Elections. That's called ballot harvesting. And then there's the question about whether or not you're helping people fill out the ballots, whether or not the ballots make it there, right? Because you could pick up 25 in Leafy and, to the Board of Elections or happen to them. So let's just wait and see what kind of guidance we can get on. People are going to do it anyway.
They will, yeah.
People are infirmed and, they can't, there's lots of problems with
But
that.
won't they be in envelopes?
Well,
So I
they're
don't
going
know
to
how
be
we can
envelopes.
tamper.
No, but the question is, you're not supposed to cast somebody else's. You're not supposed to deliver.
Oh,
You're not supposed to deliver. Yeah, I heard that as well. But what options are there for those people that really can't get out to a drop box or can't even get out? There are many communities with a lot of seniors that just haven't been leaving their homes. How do we solve that? How do we get to do that?
So we'll need to get some clarification. So you can get authorization that it's possible that somebody in the building, somebody in, could be authorized to pick up everything in the building and then deliver it place.
If we could take that person to a drop.
But it's a real problem, because if somebody can't leave their apartment to mail it, then how do they get a chance to cast their vote?
Right.
Yeah.
I had a question, because I'm a voter judge and you got to go for training and be certified and blessed and all that other stuff. So I just got something from, I think it was Rasky, and he said they need more voter judges. So I'm wondering if some of us would just be certified. Could, once you're a voter judge, you can transport votes legally.
Oh.
Okay.
And Maryland does need more voter judges. It was even in the newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm considering that.
So let's get some clarification.
Clarification, yeah.
That people.
Thank you for bringing that up. That's very important.
Most of the people who are election judges are, let's just say, over 65, and that's sort of a high-risk population for coronavirus. So people weren't doing it. They pay a lot of money, though. They pay more than $300 a day. And there's early voting, and then there's election day. So you can make some money, but there is some risk involved. You have to take
I also wanted to add that they are hiring at the post office. Since there's some additional funds approved, I know of at least 2 people that have applied for jobs at the post office, and they are looking for mail carriers and sorters. So,
wow. All right, thank
if
you.
you know anybody looking for work, good government job.
Thank you, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. And Rosie,
Good health insurance.
I
have a question.
You had talked about going to street corners with signs for Biden.
Yes, now that the convention is over, that's just an idea that we could do, to stand outside with a
Biden post.
Biden volunteer
Biden-Harris.
question mark, and then go to Biden.com. And that's what they kept saying during the convention, Biden.com.
I know I'm available weekends to do that. So
Okay,
We can
might
do
be
that.
fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah. Well, I have a question about the mailing. Can't we just put the ballot, if we have an absentee ballot, don't we just put it in the mailbox where we normally put mail? What is the problem?
So that's what you're supposed to do. The state's going to send you an application. You fill out the application,
Oh, I've already done that.
and you're going to get it. You'll get your ballot in the mail.
Right, and then can I fill it out and mail it, put it in my mailbox?
Well, yeah.
You do early.
The way mail delivery is going right now is not very good. Okay.
Well, I
What
think
used to
that's
take 2 days, what used to take 2 days is taking over a week.
Exactly.
They're saying that you're supposed to mail a week before the election if you want to be sure it gets.
Right.
And a lot of people are supposed to take it to the drop boxes and
Yes,
So it's
It
going to
seems
be
safer that way.
a
Yeah.
better option.
incredibly confusing and difficult for some people, and I don't think they really have a good answer for confirmed or in senior buildings who are not mobile and can't get their ballot to a mailbox.
But it's not, is it an oversized envelope or just standard?
It's an oversize. It's a big, you know,
It's
got
big.
It's got
it's bigger.
Because I voted absentee in Florida and we never thought it was a big problem. We just put it in the mail.
right.
Well, that's true. That's
Here's a
before we got
problem
that.
now.
There
Oh,
is
I
a-
know that. I know that. No, I understand that.
Did
but
you
I
hear
don't-
DeJoy? Did you hear the DeJoy present before the Senate and the House?
Yes, I did.
They're slowing things down.
He looked like a character out of Guys and Dolls. I thought he was tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who works for the post office, and he knows that there are a lot of overtime has been cut out, and he knows what's going on. Yeah, he works for the post office.
You know,
to
I know,
slow it
I know
down.
that, but I still don't like people to think they can't put the ballot in the mail. And I mean, unless it's
There are
close to
drop
the time.
boxes. There are drop boxes.
The
That's a
drop
different
boxes
thing.
make a lot more sense.
I know
Put it
that.
in earlier than a week. I mean, you know, we'll have it. Put it in early.
If we get them, if they get them to us.
They're
Yeah.
not even going to start mailing those
That's
out for a
problem.
while. They're not ready to mail them out. That's why you're not getting them yet.
Yeah.
Isn't it September 26th they're supposed to start mailing the ballots?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I
That gives
read.
you a month.
Can I just tell you guys something?
Yep.
On the town hall meeting about voting, somebody asked, why are the voting mechanics in Montgomery County changing? The Board of Elections will be counting absentee ballots before Election Day, before they wait until after all the votes were in. No results will be reported until the last person in line has voted at the polls. And if you request an absentee ballot and then you go to a polling place and vote, your vote will be a provisional vote.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
And you know what that
Also-
means. Huh?
But there also will be early voting, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, that was announced today, either in the newspaper or an email I got.
Yeah.
about
In
early-
Sunday's Washington Post, in section C, there's a whole segment on voting for the three areas, DC,
Yeah,
Maryland, and Virginia.
Thank you.
But it's all,
I have a little side question. What happened to Hank?
I know. How is he doing?
he broke his back and he's in bed with a brace, and he's getting physical therapy this afternoon.
I thought he just wrenched it. Oh, man.
No,
okay,
no.
thank you.
And he called up this afternoon, apologized for not being on the call, said he would try, but he was waiting for the therapist to come over to some hands.
Okay, wow, okay.
Wow, he's had his problems.
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple of times and you know, just to cheer him up. If you call him and, you know, just say he was very touched that we sent him cards. So that was
Good.
nice.
I sent him an e-card.
I thought he had broken his pelvic bone originally. Isn't that what
That's
we had
what
said?
probably misrepresented by me.
Okay.
His vertebrae.
His vertebrae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way,
Betsey.
it sounds serious.
Annie, got a question.
I have
Yes.
postcard stamps if somebody needs them. And Rosie, I'm willing to do the other mailing
Okay,
also.
terrific.
I
All
have
right.
tons of stamps.
I have
Nice.
plenty of stamps as well, and I will do Rosie postcards or letters.
Now you said,
I'm doing the letters, not the postcards, but I
but
can
you,
do
but
postcards
you
if you
said,
need it.
Rosie, you said the postcards weren't available.
Well, that's what Eden emailed me saying that they weren't available. However, I could see if Karen has any left. I think she got an awful lot that are going to Florida that she got from Our Revolution. And I could bring you those if she does.
Okay.
That'd be helpful.
see.
Now, what about
Okay.
the Democratic
Okay.
Leisure
Annie's
World?
got a question, Betsy.
Yeah, well, Betsy,
Go ahead, Annie.
okay, I have an FYI statement. This particular book is a children's book, We're Going to Be Okay, and it is by Dr. Webb's wife.
Really?
Oh,
So,
wow.
a
Dr.
doctor.
Webb, our friend. Our
Okay.
friend.
And her sister did the illustrations. Now, the Jefferson School in Charlottesville supported this particular project. And I have a friend in Charlottesville, and she's going to try and get copies. But if somebody has a grandchild or something that you might want to get one for, I'll try. I don't know how many I can get, but I will get a few. And I would like to thank you again, because the clip from our meeting with Dr. Webb was so useful, and there were a number of contributions that people made after they saw him on Progressive Legacies meeting.
Wonderful, wonderful,
So,
wonderful.
Jenny, that book is for what age would you say?
I'm thinking
First grade?
5, 6, 7.
So
it had
kindergarten through
activity.
second grade?
Pardon?
Kindergarten through second grade?
Yeah, I would say that. And there's a little activity book in the back when you can put how you feel.
Oh, neat.
And yeah, so it's a neat little book, but I just thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to get a copy.
Annie, can
Yeah.
I buy one from you and send it to Will Juando so he'll put it on his reading?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rosie.
Actually, they are free if we can get them.
Okay.
Okay.
All three.
Okay, you can get one if you make a donation to the Jefferson School, but I've called my friend who is there, and she's going to try to get me a few more.
Okay.
And so if I actually, I have one and Bob have one, so I can just let you have this, Rosie, to give to Jawanda.
Yeah,
Why did I do that?
That gets a lot more publicity if he does it.
Okay,
That's
all
a
right.
great
So
idea.
Exactly.
Alan, we
Okay,
have 4
thank you.
minutes left. Correct.
So one of the things I want to do is, if you all don't mind, is I wanted to share with you a video that was done about a new state song that Jamie Raskin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we listened.
And so I have that, and we could share it if you're interested in seeing it. That'd be a nice group experience. Is that okay,
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Yes,
Great
it is.
idea.
All right.
May I say something before we go on? The polls this past week is showing that Webb's opponent is leading. So we need to look at what we can do to help him.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. I think that's really sort of fake news. I think Webb is okay down there because this guy is a right-wing lunatic.
He sounds like a goof.
Yeah.
I think that they're just saying it so people don't get complacent.
Okay, all right. So let's see the video.
Okay, so I'm going to my screen. And the video was somewhere around here. And
oh, great.
Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
Free state song.
Let's see what happens here. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, we see it. Yeah.
My Marylin, I'm coming back again. From the western mountains to the ocean city shore, Rockville to Baltimore, Maryland, my Maryland. Frederick Douglass threw off slavery's chain. The free state began to find its name. Harriet Tubman built a secret lane, said, come on board this freedom train.
It froze up a bit.
Froze up, yes.
My Maryland, I'm coming back again. From the western mountains to the ocean city shore, Rockville to Baltimore, Maryland, my Maryland. Rachel Carson told of the
Frozen again.
It froze up.
Frozen.
Marilyn, my Marilyn.
Thank you, Annie.
I tried to sing along to see if it were
Yeah.
the kind of song that we could sing, you know?
Yeah.
That was a hard song to sing, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought maybe with the time change from 4/4 to 3/4, kind of like a waltz, it would make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It was too syncopated, I think, to have a group, you know, just anybody singing it.
Alan, we're not hearing anything.
Marilyn.
Marylin.
Yeah,
The Women's Democratic Club played it the night that Kamala
did
made
they?
her.
Oh.
Yeah, the Kamala spoke. Okay, it's not doing anything, Alan.
yeah, he doesn't realize we're not hearing it.
Yeah, you can send it to us, Alan.
Oh,
whether Canesville, Easton, or Monocacy.
can you hear it now?
Find the courage
Yes.
to make democracy. Send Frederick Douglass's message to all the land. If you want progress, come and make your demand. Maryland, my Maryland, I'm coming back again. From the western mountains to the ocean city shore, Rockville to Baltimore, Maryland, my Maryland. Oh, say, can you see Elijah Cummings now? Never took his hand from the freedom plow. And just as Thurgood Marshall brought down Jim Crow, so let the waters of righteousness flow. Maryland, our Maryland, we're coming back again. From the western mountains to the ocean city shore, Rockville to Baltimore, Maryland, my Maryland.
Thank you, Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
So sorry, you all were so chatty, I tried to mute you and I muted myself. And when I muted myself, you guys couldn't hear the
song.
I will send a link to you.
Yeah, send us a link.
Okay.
And then follow up.
We hear it, though. We heard most of it.
And I have a link.
It's not an easy song to sing. I don't know if it's a crowd pleaser, but I like the sentiment.
You guys are chatty.
When are we meeting again?
Yeah, it's 7:03. We started wrapping up. When are we meeting again? Let me look. Okay, Alan,
Who has a calendar?
I have a calendar. The 8th is 2 weeks from today. The 8th of September is 2 weeks from today.
Sounds okay.
Yeah.
To me. Anyone else?
What was the date? I was getting my calendar.
8.
September 8th?
It's 2 weeks from today.
Is that a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, it is a Tuesday because I have a doctor's appointment earlier in the day. September
So, you make
8th.
6 o'clock?
Yeah, I think that's good. Our usual.
Okay, so 6 o'clock on September 8th, right?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for showing
Thank you.
Betsy.
Alan, before you hang up, could you send me a brief biography of Marylin Pierre that I can forward to a friend? Just the background, fill in better than I can say.
I'll send it to everybody.
All
Okay,
right.
good.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
everybody.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Nice to
Rosie,
meet
I'll
everyone.
call you.
Okay.
Bye
Good.
bye.
Barbara, did you get my letter?
I did, thank you.
You're welcome. That came fast. That was good.
Okay,
I'm
ladies,
clicking on.
I'll see you 2 weeks from tonight. But maybe we can meet at Rancho's again. Rancho's again. All right,
Maybe.
bye-bye. Leaving.
Bye-bye.
leaving.
Bye.